Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on the radio at icradio.media, where we are Fox News affiliates. You may also find us on television, Channel 182 Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on the newscasters.com. Excuse me while I'm getting over this little flu bug thing that I've going on. My voice is just a little bit different, so I do appreciate your patience with me in this. But I found an article I thought was really interesting because, we have Christmas, we've got the holiday season. It's almost like a wedding, where you plan for like just like a month or 6 months, whatever ahead for the Christmas holidays, and then bang, it's gone. Like within just a few minutes. Then guess what? You got all that stuff you got to fix and clean up, and there's just a pile of trash. There's all this stuff. But I'm one of those. I like to not throw away things if I possibly can. I like to repurpose. Now I know you young folks, repurposing actually means something new, but actually from my family, we've repurposed our entire lives. I remember my grandmothers would hurry up and gather the Christmas paper after everybody had been unwrapping their gifts. And they would say, now be careful, don't tear the paper when you're opening up your present. And they would go ahead and gather all that paper, and then they would iron it and then reuse it. So they would do that over and over again. So it's nothing new in my family, but here we go. So I found an article. It's called summitmaids.com. That's summitmaids.com. And it's called the Post-Holiday Cleanup Guide from a Professional Cleaner. This is the number one thing that they say you need to do, and that's declutter. I know that's hard to do. Okay, so we've eaten a big meal. We've opened up all of our presents. There's paper all over the place. There's stuff everywhere. But listen, this sounds really cool. It's inevitable. Clutter does get out of hand. It will take over the home during the holiday season. However, in all fairness, a bit of a mess is expected. So let it happen. I'm at the age now. When I was younger, I would just be running around just picking up every little piece of paper and every little piece of thread and every little piece of ribbon. You don't have to do that. Have some fun in the clutter. It doesn't really matter. The older you get, the more you'll find that's not so important. You're having people over for family dinner, cooking and eating more than normal, buying presents for loved ones, sending over holiday cards, getting toys to the little ones. It just goes on and on and on. Still, you don't want this clutter situation to go on for too long for the following year. That's why the first step in post-holiday cleanup should be decluttering the house. This is what they say as far as decluttering the house. A is sort through the gifts. Okay, now we have chosen not to buy so many gifts all the time. So what we have been doing the past few years, we play Dirty Santa. And we'll just go to like the Dollar Tree or somewhere just really inexpensive and just buy something. And then we'll play Dirty Santa. And believe me, it's not so expensive this year. Now, the kids still get gift cards for eating out, whatever, like that. But I'm talking about as far as opening tons of presents every year, we just don't do that anymore. And so we let the season be what it is, and that's Christ's birth. Okay, so instead of accumulating objects around the house, for things maybe you'll probably never use, go through the gifts and see which ones you want or need to keep. Now, it's a piece of clothing you don't fancy. Set a date to go to the store and just return it. Don't tell the person who gave it to you you're doing that, by the way. Now, if it's a random item, you can donate it or regift it to someone who might enjoy it. Why do we have stuff all the time? Okay, of course you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so while do this, considering the sentimental value should always be present once you're sorting out your gifts. I remember my great-grandmother Slayton and my great-grandmother Bearden. And I mean, they had a ton of kids, ton of grandkids, and it's like almost everybody gave them a pen, because they loved it. They loved wearing stick pins. So almost everybody would buy them either a handkerchief or a stick pen. And if you have a collection of those, you can make art out of it. I mean, if nobody wants them, say, I'll take them. And then you can also make these beautiful, I've seen if people will buy like an old piece of art, and they'll go ahead and paint over that old piece of art and give it a white background, and then they'll put old vintage pins together and make a big Christmas tree out of it, starting with a little triangle, and then you start with all those little old pins and just make a little triangle up, and then maybe the big one up for the star. is a good idea as well. So there are things you can do, and if you're pretty artsy. So everything I see people throwing away, I'm going, no, don't throw that away. I can use that in my art room. So, if you have that art flair thing going for you, think about that. That would be a good thing. Okay, let's see. So, of course, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So be mindful of that. Letter B, save wrapping materials. Studies have found that 25% of extra waste is created during the holiday season, most of which comes from wrapping paper and shopping bags. Now, this is what we do. I go ahead and do shopping bags instead of buying the wrapping paper anyway. And then when I give somebody a gift, I'll say, no, save that. If you're not going to keep it, I will. Well, you know what? They're always going to give it back to me. So it's less cleanup. And you can reuse that bag. You can use it all through the year. There's some beautiful bags out there. If you go to the Dollar Tree for $1.25, you can get some awesome, beautiful big bags. Even some that are not made out of paper. And I keep those year after year after year. So I don't even buy the paper bags anymore. I buy the cloth ones. Okay, so it's easier to toss everything in the trash. You'll see that wrapping paper can be used more than once if it isn't torn or too wrinkly. Like my grandmothers would say, be careful with that wrapping paper. Go through the wrapping paper, the bags, the bows, and more to see if you can save any of those for a future occasion. Even if you don't want to keep them, going ahead and make good use of them, put them in a good storage bag. You can always donate those to Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop because they always have this great big huge Christmas. It's like this huge Christmas room. It's full of ornaments and trees and all kinds of wonderful things for Christmas time. Now, if you really do need to toss it, at least make sure it goes into the recycle bin. At least make sure of that. Okay, C, recycle what you can. Most of the holiday waste can be recycled. Glass and plastic bottles, aluminum beverage cans, torn wrapping paper, and plastic bags can all be recycled. In most cities, there are local trash and recycling services, so you can contact them and ask how you should separate the waste and take it to the recycling center if you don't have a pickup service. D, collect holiday cards. This is a wonderful thing that you can do right here and reuse those cards year after year in crafts if you'd like to do that, or donate them to somebody who is a crafter. Last but not least, collect all the holiday cards you received and store them properly. Ideally, you want to have a box where to store them. It can be a wooden box or even a shoe box, which is what I have. You can be sure to keep them all in one place and avoid having them scattered throughout the different drawers of your home. You can also put special ones in the fridge or your bulletin board for your home office. They're just pretty to decorate with. Okay, step 2. We've talked about step 1. Step 2 is schedule decor takedown. The second step of the post-holiday is scheduling the decor removal. We all love decorating the house, and we can't wait to start dressing up the tree, hanging the Christmas stockings, and putting on Christmas lights. However, the takedown doesn't take the same enthusiasm as it does putting it up there. So when it comes to taking decor down, it depends mainly on religion and on your family traditions. In case you can't take decor down on the date that your tradition or your religions stipulate, then you can schedule it at a time that's convenient for you, but don't postpone it too long unless you're the Southern Maids founder Jacobs, known for leaving his decorations up far too long. Yeah, and another thing that you can do too is we use different color lights for outside view. I have learned to do this because it's in Alabama, okay, where we're living right now. We'll be moving to South Carolina pretty soon. But in Alabama, we have extreme hot weather and extreme cold weather. So what we have started doing is decorating the lights, the string lights. We put those on the inside of the windows instead of the outside of the windows. And it's much more pleasant to take those down than it is to go outside when it's like super cold and maybe you're fighting the cold or the flu and you don't get sick. So it's not so bad taking down the lights since we've been doing it that way. Step 3, you want to properly store holiday decorations. You don't have to, you got to think about next year. Okay, because you don't next year putting up your Christmas decorations, you don't want to be spending most of your time finding stuff. Like, where are all of those lights that we use every year with our names on it with the year? One year we thought we had accidentally thrown those away. but I had properly stored them. I'm just not used to properly storing things, so I had properly stored those, and we did find them just in the nick of time before Christmas. This was like 3 years ago. Now, once you've taken the decorations down, you'll be tempted to throw them all in a box and forget about them until next year. However, you'll regret that decision when you find yourself untangling Christmas lights next year. Remember Christmas Vacation? It was a great big huge bunch of lights. Chevy Chase had a big ball full of lights. Or is that part of the tradition so you can hardly tell it? Instead, you will be mindful when storing decorations. So get some boxes and sort holiday decorations properly. That way you'll see which ones are up for another use and to prevent them from breaking. Yeah, I don't know how many times I didn't store them the correct way and I had some broken ones because I just threw them in a box, threw them under the bed, threw them wherever. By the way, people who are designing beds nowadays, why aren't you designing beds with storage in the bottom? Why do we keep having to buy these containers to put our Christmas decorations under the bed for storage for a year? Okay, we're going to do step 4, part of step 4. Then we'll go into a commercial break and we'll be right back. Step 4 is clean the kitchen and the pantry. The holidays equal cooking and eating lots of great food. That's why your kitchen becomes the center of the action during the festive season. Once the holidays are over, you'll have to give your kitchen a much needed deep clean because there's going to promise you you're in a hurry. Sugar has been dropped where it normally isn't dropped. You're having to scrape all that stuff clean. So we're going to talk about all the areas in which you can clean up the kitchen. I'm going to go to A, then we're going to go into a break. A, clean out the fridge. Yeah, you've baked pies. One friend brought dips. The other brought a delicious casserole. Your mother made your favorite dessert. That's how your fridge ends up overflowing with leftovers by the end of the holiday season. First, take out everything out of the fridge and sort it. Then reassess the leftovers, freeze the food you can, and throw away the one that has gone stale. Number 1. Now, when you're done with the fridge, then go over to the pantry and see if there are any ingredients you didn't use and maybe they can be donated. Canned goods, dried pasta, kid snacks, and canned sauces are always welcome at shelters. Let's go into a commercial break and we'll return in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring. But the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319 and let's think of the possibilities. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Fridays. I get right on with you in the afternoon. We're talking about cleaning everything up after the holidays. It can be a mess, and it can be just a bit overwhelming. But if you're going ahead and get organized with it right now, it won't be such a huge thing. We were talking about step 4, cleaning the kitchen and the pantry and cleaning out the refrigerator. So let's talk about B, and that's clean large and small appliances. I've been using my Emerald oven for most everything, and as a matter of fact, I've been using that more often than the oven here lately, with the exception of the ham and the turkey. The kitchen appliances are also used more than usual during the holiday season, so take your time and inspect each appliance to make sure that you do a thorough post-holiday cleanup. And here, these are some of the most forgotten places to be cleaned in your home. Then what you want to do is grab one of those microfibers. I'm glad those things were invented. I've been using those for years. You want to dampen it in water and vinegar solution and then wipe the appliances down. And it does really good even if it is a stainless steel appliance. Now then, see, we've got wipe down the countertop. Now that all the food is stored, appliances have had a solid post-holiday cleanup. You can grab a damp cloth, put a pea-size amount of dish soap, and I like to use different, like the name brand dish soaps, such as, your Palmolive or some of that other. And then you can put that on the countertops and wipe them down. Now, given countertops are tough surfaces, it's a good idea to disinfect them. So I like to do mine with vinegar. Just plain old white distilled vinegar is good for that. You don't have to spend a lot of money doing this. Grab the same cloth and go over them, but this time with they say a mix of bleach and water to eliminate the bacteria. You can do that. You can also do the vinegar and the water as well. Step 5, you want to dust, vacuum, and mop the floors. Oh boy, that is big time. You'll finish the post-holiday cleanup by cleaning the floors. You'll start by removing dust, dirt, and crumbs from the floor. Now, if you'll do this every single day, it won't be such a bad deal. The easiest way to do it is with a vacuum. Now, if you don't have one, you can always return to the classic sweeping the floors. So remember to find a broom that suits your floor type and keep your continuous contact with the surface. Now, after you've removed all the dirt, you can then mop the floor. Okay, if you're like me and you have asthma, okay, so I remember my grandmothers, both of them completely clean fanatics, and they would use a lot of bleach. But if you have asthma, you really don't need to be around bleach residues and stuff like that. So you can also use baking soda, and then you can also use your vinegar. And again, just the plain cheap white vinegar, the store brand vinegar works just fine. You can also put the kids to work on this. Yeah, let it be. You go on ahead and clean up the biggest part of it, and then let them throw baking soda on the floor, and then let them throw just a bit. It's not like a science project. They're going to enjoy this. And then let them go on ahead and throw just a bit of the vinegar, white vinegar, on the floor as well. And let them watch this little science project. They'll start fizzing. And even if they get it on their feet, even if they get it on whatever, it's not going to hurt anything. It won't hurt the kids. Hopefully they won't get it in their mouth. It just won't taste good. But anyway, they're not breathing in heavy fumes if you do it that way as well. So go ahead and let the kids get involved in this too. They need responsibilities as well. Now remember to find a broom that suits your floor type. I like just a plain old straw broom. I think they still work better than anything else. That's just for my opinion. And we do have the wood floors, and so it's a good thing to use. Okay, now we want to dust and vacuum and mop the floors. Phil and I kind of we divide up all of this, and so he usually wants to do the dusting part for some reason, and I usually want to just do the floors and get them done. So dusting, of course, that helps. Okay, step 6, prepare for the rest of the winter. Okay, when holiday season comes in, you want to get the house in top shape before and after the celebrations. It's exhausting, we know, and if your house just happens to be the one where everybody goes, you're the one who's going to have to do most of the work. However, it may be a great opportunity to go the extra mile, deep clean the house, and prepare it for the rest of the winter. Plus, you'll already have to clean after your guests, after the guests leave the house anyway. Also, winter's a season that can pose certain challenges, especially if you live in a very cold, snowy area. You may want to engage to prevent weather damage and related repairs. And there is a guide, actually a guide that is filled with winter cleaning tips to help you out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. I think we have time for most of them anyway. Okay, now to deep clean the house and get it ready for winter. We don't have the snow here, but we have the freezing, frigid cold. It has been cold. That's why a whole bunch of us have been sick. And, we don't have our vitamin D. We haven't been going outside. See, I'm an outside chick. I like to be outside working the garden. Can't do it in the wintertime. So make sure you take your zinc and also your vitamin D, because you're not getting the outside, the sunlight that you're normally getting. Okay, let's talk about deep cleaning, and that's cleaning the radiators. Not everybody has the radiators, but many of folks up north still have those radiators. And if you do, just keep cleaning the rest of the tips. But think about this. In some areas, winter can be brutally cold, and the last thing you want to do to your heating system is for it to be inefficient. So dusting and debris can accumulate on radiators, hindering their performance. So give them some TLC by gently cleaning them with a microfiber cloth. Now this is a simple method, and it helps keep the home warm and toasty. You'll also notice that your power bills won't be quite as high as well. Tip number 2, check the fireplace and chimney. Now if you have a fireplace, winter is the time to shine. But before you light that first fire, ensure the fireplace and the chimney are clean and safe. So remove any ash, debris, and sometimes it'll just have this weird buildup on it that may have been left over from last year. So some people forget about their fireplaces as soon as the warm days start. So it's important to go ahead and clean out the fireplace and the chimney, the first step, and let this be part of your home safety and this coming season. Okay, tip number 3, you want to deep clean the carpets and the rugs. We like to hire the machine to do that. However, winter can mean muddy boots and wet paws, just going throughout that home. So deep clean the carpets and rugs to eliminate dirt and odors. Consider renting a carpet cleaner or hiring professionals to do that for you. We always like to rent ours and do it ourselves. Tip number 4, clean the blankets and the pillows. I like to buy the reusable where you have the little zipper on the cushions where you can just use the same cushions, let them air dry, let them go outside and set out on the beautiful, it'll be cold outside, but it's always good to let your pillows air out on a beautiful sunny day, again, even though it's cold. They need to have refreshing as well. But I like to refresh mine by and I buy these reusable. Again, they have a zipper in them, and it's a covering that goes over your cushions. And I have a collection of those. I have some right now for Christmas time. And it's just in time for Christmas, so I use it all throughout the holiday season. But as soon as Christmas is over, I put the others back on there. I'm always ready to decorate for Christmas, then I'm always ready to take it down as well. Okay. You want to clean as much of that as you possibly can. Tip number 5, take care of the HVAC. Yeah, most of us have HVAC systems, and they are the hero of the wintertime, right? So change the filters, check for issues, and for this one, consider having a professional inspection. So a well-maintained heating system will not only keep you warm, but will also help you on energy costs. Okay, tip number 6, clean out the gutters. Cleaning out the gutters is one of the best winter cleaning tips we can give. That's according to the author of SummerSummitMade.com. And one of the most neglected. Now, with the arrival of winter, cleaning and debris can clog up in the gutters, causing potential damage to your home. Clean them out to ensure proper drainage and prevent water from seeping into the home's structure. Okay, tip number 7, wipe the windows down. Okay, the cold winter outside combined with the warmth inside the home can bring condensation and moisture into the home. So you want to give them a good wipe down to allow as much natural sunshine in as much as possible. The natural sunshine will also keep those power bills down. Now you want to reduce the already scarce light in the dark winter days. Okay, tip number 8. Deep clean the fridge. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but let's go a little bit further. Now, a good thing about the change of season is you can have the opportunity to include tasks that can be tackled every few months. So that's why deep cleaning your fridge is part of the winter cleaning tips list. Winter is the season for hearty stews, casseroles, and comfort foods with those holiday leftovers. So before the fridge fills up, deep clean it. So toss out expired items, wipe down shelves, and then you want to vacuum the coils to the refrigerator to keep it running more efficiently. Yeah, I didn't know that until recent years. If you have dust on those coils in the back of that refrigerator has to work harder. So if you clean the back of it, again, you'll have a much more efficient. The refrigerator is going to last years longer. Okay, tip number 9 is cleaning the couch. So the couch is the centerpiece of the living room. That's the first thing people see, and it does get a lot of use during the winter. We can already see you huddled up on a warm snow couch. So vacuum it, spot clean any stains, and consider using fabric freshener to keep it smelling good. The last one is declutter the closet. Okay, finally, the list of winter tips won't be complete without a closet decluttering section. Donate or store any clothes that you don't wear during the cold months. Not only this frees up space, but we all know it makes it easier to get access to your winter essentials. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna Feazell. I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. You can find us on the radio at icradio.media, where we're Fox News affiliates. You may also find us on television, channel 182 Charter, and then Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on the newscasters.com. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Can't wait to see you bright and early in the morning for the weather report and the traffic report, then on to Donna's Edge Talk Show at 1.